Hello! One of my favorite practices is combining the sacred shape of the star tetrahedron with breath work. I call this the MerkaBreath. Here on the Art of Life podcast, we dive into methods that help us design the healthiest, most creative and wonderful life possible, and this is one of the most important tools in my arsenal. It provides me with clarity, energy, balance, vibrancy in my body, mind, and spirit. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It's a little bit complex, so we're going to break it into 4 parts. First of all, we're going to talk about the definitions and the information and symbolism in the star tetrahedron. The star tetrahedron is my very favorite shape, and I think you're going to understand why and embrace it and utilize it more in your daily life. Then we're going to learn how to program or design our Merkaba. Merkaba is another name for the star tetrahedron. We're going to learn to visualize it and how to move it. 3, I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to go through a round of breath and we'll review how the shapes work and move around you. And then we'll do 3 rounds of MerkaBreath together. And then 4, we're going to look at other ways we can use it throughout our day, and I'm going to share a bit about how it's improved my life. I'm so excited. All right, so number 1, the definitions and information and symbolism are pretty astonishing in this shape. We can assign more value and conjure more emotion in our practices if we know deeper meanings. First of all, let's think about what sacred geometry means. We hear that phrase and those words thrown around quite a bit. I like to dig into the very root issues so that I appreciate it even more. The word sacred comes from the Latin word sacer, which means holy or set apart. Sacred comes from an Indo-European word which means sacred ceremony or ritual. Sacred to me means deserving veneration. It's wonderful and worthy of my protection and reverence. It does have kind of a spiritual connotation to it. If something is sacred, it's important to me. I'm going to place value on it and it's worthy of my attention. Then we have geometry, the branch of mathematics that deals with shapes, angles, dimensions, and sizes of a variety of things we see in everyday life and in our natural life. Geometry is derived from the ancient Greek words geo meaning earth and metron meaning measurement. This practice is based on shapes that hold information and measurements worthy of attention, reverence, and protection, and I bring it to life through my breath work. The sacred geometry we're utilizing today is the star tetrahedron. So let's peel that onion. We have this beautiful star tetrahedron. There are so many amazing things contained right here in this one shape. Let's start with the components. The star tetrahedron is made up of equilateral triangles. Triangles are polygons, Latin for many angles. A regular polygon has sides that are equal, it has vertices that are equal, and the center is equal to all the sides and all the points. So that's our definition of a regular triangle. Triangles themselves hold an incredible amount of information and symbolism. It's the body, mind, and spirit. It's been used in a lot of different religions as like Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It can also be thought of as power, stability, and transformation. The sky-facing triangle is a symbol of the masculine. The energies that are direct and physical, they're action-oriented and stable. They're disciplined and solid, similar to the square being masculine. Our visual here can be a mountain or the sun. And think daytime with the masculine energies. The earth-facing triangle represents the feminine, the energies of nurturing, flowing, emotional, undulating, and creative. Another shape that is symbolic of the feminine energy is a circle. And our visual for this is a river at night or a cave, and this is our dream time. We hold both within us. We are both masculine and feminine, and when we're balanced, we experience a lot more ease and joy in life. So here we see the fundamental symbol in the star tetrahedron being triangles, symbolizing masculine and feminine energies. These triangles are arranged into 2 tetrahedrons. A tetrahedron means four-sided, and it's a platonic solid, named after Plato. In order to be a platonic solid, you have to be 3-dimensional with sides of the same shape, the vertices at the same angle, and the center is the same distance on to each side and to each point. Here is a tetrahedron, and this is made up of 4 triangles, equilateral, and it fulfills all the rules of a platonic solid. We have now gone from 2 dimensions into 3 dimensions. Other platonic solids would be cubes, dodecahedrons, icosahedrons. So I wonder if the disco ball, a platonic solid, that might be pushing it. Okay, back to the tetrahedrons. When 2 tetrahedrons come into alignment, they form our star tetrahedron. Other symbolism in the tetrahedron is the upward facing tetrahedron. The masculine symbolizes fire and the physical, and then the downward facing tetrahedrons, water and the feminine. When the 2 tetrahedrons come into alignment and form the star tetrahedron, there's a feeling of unity and balance. The word holy comes from the word whole. When we have equilibrium in our energies, we are a whole and therefore wholly human. So deeper information can be learned from this shape when you're creating it through the practice or ritual of drawing the flower of life. Starting with 1 point in a circle, the flower of life emerges. Then overlapping circles are taken away to get the fruit of life. Now you have your fruit of life, the circles being the feminine and the lines being the masculine. When you connect all those circles, you get Metatron's cube. And we once again have a 3D shape coming from a 2-dimensional flat object. Now this is important in my mind, and I assign meaning to it because it's taking something that's flat, giving it dimension, much like we can take a thought and now we can turn that into matter. Thoughts create emotions that literally create neurotransmitters from nothing. So here we are, divine and manifesting our dreams. The shape of the star tetrahedron also fits perfectly in a cube and a circle, the masculine and feminine again. In many cultures, this is called the Merkaba. This is another definition and root word meaning that's super cool and important. So the word Merkaba comes from the Hebrew words meaning light, spirit, and body. And together, it also means chariot. So often you'll hear it referred to as the chariot of ascension. And this can be a vehicle to be used in meditation, and it can help you access your higher spirit and higher consciousness in general. So embracing this shape, we're embracing our humanness and our human divinity. The tetrahedron pointing skyward is symbolic of our spirit and our open channel, and then pointing towards the earth and our grounded energy. The tetrahedrons in the imagination and how the Merkaba works spin in 2 different directions. So fast it looks like a blinding white sphere, and creates gravity at both of its poles, like a torus field. The Earth has a torus field, our galaxy has a torus field, humans have a torus field, we all have electrical and magnetic fields. This practice embodies and kind of directs the Merkaba And when we imagine this and infuse it with our breath, we strengthen our own toroidal field, and we can cultivate a gravity for what we want to manifest. It's a beautiful meditation. Okay, now, how to program your Merkaba. All right, we're the artists of our life. We are the programmers, and now we've designed this beautiful Merkaba. We understand how it's important, and how are we going to place in it, how are we going to program in the things we want it to do. And that, my friends, is up to you. I'm going to share some of the ways that I program mine. Once again, by creating this shape, you're designing a space that has meaning that you assign to it and evokes the powers and symbolism contained in it. In other words, it's a shape that defines you as master of your energy. This is no small thing. In an era where so much importance is placed outward on our external senses, we are now, with the Merkaba as a guide, going to bring back our focus to our inner world, where we should be getting most of our information. So as you move the shape around and expand it or contract it and really work on focusing on aspects of your being, you are regaining your sovereignty. You're taking 100% responsibility for what happens in this Merkaba in your space. So think of it like Thor's hammer, right? The hammer actually really was not important at all. But what it did is it gave Thor a place to channel his energy through. So this is going to be like Thor's hammer. It's giving us focus. This is a visualization for sovereignty over the space that your body, mind, and spirit takes up in our energy field. All right, cool. So what are some of the things that I like to install in mine? What technology, what medicine, what beauty are we going to add? Good questions. Okay, number one, like we've already gone over, I first of all create my upwards and downwards pointing tetrahedrons, and I'm balancing my energies of masculine and feminine. So I want to both be strong and solid for my kids and my friends. I also want to be flowing and flexible. I want to be creative. I want to be able to roll with the changes. And then the masculine in me is going to have my good protocols and my boundaries and things that are going to set me up for action and success. I'm going to get the best sleep so that my dream time is optimal, and then I'm also going to be the healthiest I can be so that I can be really effective in my daily life. So a balance of masculine and feminine. And now just visualizing those two tetrahedrons spinning immediately takes me to that place of balance. 2, severing energy cords. This is kind of a woo-woo way of saying my energy is mine and your energy is yours. It's taking back 100% responsibility for my energy, what I'm putting out into the world, and also letting everyone else have their energy back. So things like guilt, not mine. Things like anger, usually not mine. I am now going to attract more energy like mine, and I'm going to be really cognizant of what I'm putting out there into the world. So I'm programming the Merkaba as it spins really fast to sever cords. A lot of times these are energy cords with people that we love and we want to be around, but maybe we worry about them a lot, or maybe they're upset with us because we're not doing something that they want us to do. Instead of getting bogged down by it and worried about it, having good boundaries, our Merkaba gives that to us. So severing those energy cords. Number 3, it behaves like a filter. I program mine to let into my sphere and my realm only that which is good for me. And that helps me make better decisions. If my filter's tight and I'll notice something is a little off, it'll help me make a decision to move away from that. It helps me have really good priorities. It helps me say no more. It's a visual of a boundary that's moving fast and brilliant. It helps me keep my filter really, really impeccable. Another thing I program it to do is to protect. I tend to be an anxious person, and I think a lot of us deal with stress. It seems to be there a lot, and one of the most effective ways that I have found to let go of my anxieties is to give the stress its own Merkaba. So let's say I'm stressed out about a situation. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a sickness. What I'm going to do is create a Merkaba around it and give it compassion. I tend to worry about my kids and their safety. So every morning after my Merkaba is strong, I'll send each one of them one. And to me, it just feels like a blessing, like they're protected. And I'm also keeping my worrisome, like micromanaging energy away from them. So it's a symbol, like they're good, they are sovereign, and I'm gonna tend to myself here. So it really has helped me not worry about homes, or if I'm traveling and there's things going on at home, I can just kind of isolate those things, send the situation compassion, send this to loved ones. When I think of friends, I often send it to them. Or it's also really good when you feel a little bit useless, like you wish you could do something for someone and you can't. So I'll create the Merkaba and send it to them. So it's really nice as a protection thing. Fifth is, I think it really strengthens our energy field. We're cleaning it out with our breath, and we're visualizing health and abundance. That is going to strengthen us, and the more we can conjure those emotions and the more we can visualize everything, then the more powerful and bright we're going to be. So that leads us to 6, which is definitely improves physical health. We're cleaning and clearing our bodies visually, and with our breath, we're exchanging oxygen and we're getting rid of stagnant movement and stagnant air. I like to do stomach vacuums with my breath work that moves around our organs. The star tetrahedron also has a gravity with our exhales of pulling things out. So I like to think of it as detoxifying. I love to let go of thoughts or things that aren't serving me with my exhales. And then with the inhales, I'm bringing in vibrancy and I'm reminding myself that I'm strengthening in all these different areas. So one really cool practice that's specific to our health is using the Merkaba along the spine to strengthen through visualization our energy centers. So some people call them chakras, some people call them energy centers, but these are areas where our glands are in our body. So our sacral chakra and root chakra, which are our first and second chakras at the base of our spine, those are associated with our ovaries or testes, and this is our creativity. It's where our sensuality is, it's where our designs come from, it's how we solve problems, it's how we come together. So get that area good and cleaned and clear. And then above that we have our solar plexus, which aligns with our pancreas, and this is where we conjure our own light, our willpower, kind of gives us our mojo back. Then our heart, which is the 4th chakra energy center, and that's where our thymus is. And so that's our immune system. When our heart is open, we're going to hurt less and we're going to feel loving and we're going to be healthier. That thymus is right over our heart. And then our throat chakra aligns with our thyroid gland. So here we're going to have balanced hormones and we're going to be speaking clearly and in a fair and balanced way. Then I like to clean out my third eye and crown chakras. These are our pituitary and pineal glands. And this is our inner vision, our insights, listening to our higher selves, some call it, to source, listening to our intuition, and then being open with our magnetism, bringing that Merkaba up and down with our breath, with the Kundalini, and really recharging all of these glands. So it leads to really amazing health, and I feel much more vibrant afterwards. So remember, as we go through this, your Merkaba can be huge It can surround all of you. It can be micro. It can be in all the little microbiomes in your gut. It can flush your cells. It can go up and down your spine. There can be many, and there can be many all at once. There can be one for you, all of us, our community, our family, and our earth. So these Merkabas with the torus fields and their gravity do exist. They are measurable everywhere. Now we're going to meld the star tetrahedron and the sacred geometry of the Merkaba and set it in motion using breath work. And this, my friends, is the MerkaBreath. This practice is based on sacred shapes in our imagination that hold information and meaning worthy of our attention, reverence, and protection. And it's brought to life through our physical breath. So we are giving life to this meaning. And your breath, remember, is your fuel. To inspire means to breathe in, and inspire means in spirit. So we're really injecting our Merkabas with this spirit of whatever we programmed it with. Realize a couple things, very important. You are the creator and the architect and the composer. You get to design and program it however you like. So you can listen to my prompts as we go along, or you can totally disregard them. There's going to be different things that happen on different days. So some days you're going to have really good focus on your Merkaba. Sometimes you're going to have a little bit less. Sometimes you're going to need to program it differently. Sometimes you're going to get in a rhythm and it's really just going to gain strength and steam over the course of a week or weeks. And you can go at any intensity. So your breath can be calm. It can be breath of fire. You could do Wim Hof breathing. So the type of breath doesn't matter. The intensity doesn't matter. You might find that your visuals and your outcomes are more powerful when you're calm or when you're intense with it. I kind of like to ramp up. So my first round of breath is going to be a little calmer, and then as I progress, I'm going to have much more movement and intensity, and I can really dive in there and feel the beauty and the emotion, and I can feel the movement around me, and I can visualize much easier than I used to. Another thing to keep in mind is that it's more difficult and it takes more time and energy in the beginning to kind of get your imagination flowing and remember all these things. So feel free to disregard almost everything and maybe just concentrate on the shape, and then add in the meaning of the masculine and feminine, and then add in another bit of program. You can keep installing things. It's going to look different every day. Also keep in mind that you can do this anywhere. So preferably seated or laying down, but I've done this on an airplane. I've done this on trains. I've done it in the forest. I've done it sitting right here. You can sit and do a couple rounds. You don't have to be loud. No one even needs to know what you're doing. It's really cool. It's very incognito. The other thing is you can add more of it in when you're maybe feeling sick, or do a round with someone if you want to kind of be in the same energy and unite. You can do it to kick off a group gathering. These are all ways where you can decide this is the container we're creating and this is what we're going to fill it with, and then giving that power and beauty. It's a great thing to do alone. It's a great thing to do as couples or as small groups, and it's a really neat way to get into group cohesion. The last thing I'll bring up before we look at a round of breath using the MerkaBreath is that I'm very visual, and not all people are. One trick that I've utilized to help people really feel these shapes around them is to have that person sit in a chair and then take something that makes a sound. You can snap, or I like to have a singing bowl, and I will create the shape around them. So if you're having a bit of trouble and not much luck, even after looking at the visuals here, sit up off the ground so that they can put the noise under you for the downward facing point. And then they create the points of the tetrahedron all around you. That will kind of give you a better feeling a better sense of where the points are. They're behind you, they're above you, they're below you, they're all around you, and they're moving fast, right? The idea is to get them moving really quickly, so they're almost a blur, and they're impenetrable and magnificent and powerful. They're just so fantastic. Okay, first, let's go through just one round of 30 breaths slowly, and we'll just do this together to demonstrate and get us all on the same page. Once again, you might want to use different kinds of breath work, but for this one, just watch and we'll talk it through. So as you're seated, I always like to clear my body with a lion's breath. So empty your lungs, clear away the energy, and then begin breathing in fully and letting the air escape your lungs. So imagining the skyward tetrahedron first as you breathe in and out. And then once that's formed, imagine the earthward facing tetrahedron as you breathe in and out. And then with each in-breath, set them spinning faster, and it's getting brighter, and you can see it turning into a white light. And then feel your energies come into balance. You're feeling maybe a little lightheaded. If this is new, just go with it. You can always ramp this up or calm it down. You're feeling your solid and strong energies, and also your creative and flowing energies. You're breathing in health and vibrancy, and you're breathing out stuckness. And continue with that breath and that visual. And then at the end, we're going to breathe out, and we're going to hold our out breath. And at this point, really see and embrace this beautiful shape all around you. You can do some stomach vacuums, you can move your body, move that stuck energy, and then when you're ready, you can take a big in-breath. And now you have this perfect Merkaba in your mind, in your heart, around you, and you also have a much healthier centered body. That's what MerkaBreath can look like. I want to point out that you can use this throughout your day. You don't need to do big, intensive rounds of breath. Now that you have your program and you're starting out your day like this, the MerkaBreath is definitely part of my morning ritual, spelled M-O-R-E. Ning ritual. It sets the tone, and then any other time throughout the day, I can get it back just with one intentional big in-breath, and it just emboldens it again. So this is really handy. Maybe when you're losing focus during the day, I'm worried about someone, I can just take that one breath, take my energy back, give them theirs. Let's say I need to gain some clarity, I need to switch gears and talk to someone. One breath and I'm present again. It's very good for engaging in something, whether it's exercising or a conversation, you can immediately get back there. Sometimes when I'm feeling stressed or foggy, it's awesome for that, just getting right back into it. One breath, and I'm reactivated, I've recharged it. And then sometimes when I'm getting a thought in that's not an optimal thought, or a bit of negative self-talk, or someone's annoying me, a MerkaBreath, and I'm done with it. It's a boundary, I let it go. It's a really powerful tool to utilize throughout the day, for sure. It's improved my life in so many ways. It helps me take responsibility, helps me leave anxiety and worry in the dust. I can filter that kind of garbage out. It definitely balances my systems. The breath work always invigorates me, and my universe, my YO universe, feels very protected. I feel much more at ease with my masculine and feminine being balanced. I can be creative and I can be solid. I feel much more aligned. Throughout the day, I can come back to center much more easily when I've done the MerkaBreath in the morning. So in a separate video, I will have 3 rounds of the MerkaBreath guided separately, so that after this, if you don't want to review all this information, you can just pull that up in the morning, push play, and we'll go right into the visualizations and the breath work. I want to do that right now at the end of this video, so pause this video for a minute if you're not already sitting, but don't pause it for too long. Just find a place to sit, or come back to this tonight when you get home, and we're going to go through 3 rounds of guided MerkaBreath. Let's begin our first round of breath. Let's start by clearing your energy with a lion's breath. Deep breath in and out. And now as you start inhaling and exhaling, deeply and slowly, as you breathe in, you see your downward facing Merkaba appear and start to spin. This is your feminine energy, your flexibility, grace, your creativity, the dark, safe womb, your dream time. And with your next breaths, design your upward facing tetrahedron, your masculine energy, set it spinning in the opposite direction. This is your solid nature. This is your action. This is your getting shit done. Dedicated. This is your daytime. Your impenetrable mountain energy, the part you can count on. Here you have your mountain and your river flowing. Your balanced, whole humanness. And with every out-breath now, you can let go of the things that aren't in alignment. And with every in-breath, that which is aligned. One more breath, breathe out and hold. Now you might want to move around a bit, feeling places that have some stuck energy. Everything that isn't in alignment is flying out of your Merkaba. Everything that's coming in is for your health and benefit. Move around. You could do some stomach vacuums. Or you could be still and witness that beautiful Merkaba as it's all around you, cleaning you inside and out. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in. I like to tilt my head back and feel any stuckness leave my throat chakra, my thyroid energy center, and then for a moment, enjoy that bliss. We're going to begin our second round of breath, breathing in and out, expanding your belly and your chest, and then draining your body of the stagnant. With this round, we're going to clean out our energy centers, starting at your root chakra. Imagine those Kundalini serpents flowing up your body and then back down. We're seeing our root and sacral chakras, our creativity cleaned and cleared, our solar chakra, our willpower, then our heart, our love, our compassion, and then our throat, our thyroid, our speech and clarity, and then to our pineal and pituitary glands. This is our beacon. This is bringing us what we manifest. And now we're starting to see the star tetrahedron as a mighty filter. Now that our energy centers are clear, we might feel the need to move a little bit with our breath, our spine. Now we have this mighty filter around us, and it's creating a gravity. So we're beginning to see the torus field, and with your next breath and exhale, empty your lungs. You can do some stomach vacuums here to really get that torus field going. Keep your imagination on the shapes, on your systems coming into alignment, on your health and well-being. You might be still, you might be laying down, or you might need to move and be kind of serpenty and release all of that. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Extend that spine beautifully. Keep your vision of that beautiful torus field. And now you're in a mode that is balanced masculine and feminine, giving and receiving. And when you feel the urge to breathe, you're welcoming that balance. And now your third round. Lion's breath. And going back into deep rhythmic breathing. Now we have our Merkaba strong, and we can send them to areas of concern. To our beautiful heart and our body, to our biome, all these billions of creatures within us that help us be healthy. We're visualizing this torus field bringing us information and filtering information. We're sending compassion to our earth that has this similar torus field, to our friends that are in our hearts, to the people that are on our mind. We're giving our energy back to ourselves, and we are letting people take back their energy. This Merkaba is severing all cords, and this beautiful torus field is bringing us more and more of what we need to thrive. You might feel lightheaded. Just continue with the breath. Give it everything you've got right here. It'll be going all day, this work, to align your systems, to align your thoughts, to bring your body, mind, and spirit into cohesion. One deep breath and release. And now really set the tone here with your stomach vacuums, with what you're putting in and programming your shape to be, and feel that bliss. Hold your breath until it's slightly uncomfortable, and remind yourself that you are okay, you are safe, you are balanced. Move around as you need to, and when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Hold that breath. Brand the visual into your DNA of health and vitality and balance. And then take a few moments breathing normally to let all of this sink deeply into your psyche, into each and every cell, and to listen to your higher being, to what's coming in right now, with your right hand facing down in a gesture of giving, and your left hand facing up in a gesture of receiving. Just listen. See the shape and be at peace. You are now energized. Your body is clean and cleared. You will have increased focus and efficiency this whole day. The power of you is yours again. You are a sovereign being, responsible for 100% of your energy. Now is a great time to move around, to stretch, or to utilize other parts of your body. And as we're coming back, keep in mind that as your day goes on, or as your night goes on, you can utilize this beautiful shape at any point. Pretty soon it'll become like Pavlov's dog. You'll envision it and you'll immediately feel in more alignment, or you'll be able to come right back into your focus, or find patience, or send compassion. It's a truly amazing tool. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what you think of the MerkaBreath. I would love to know what kind of breath work you enjoy, and I would love to know after a week or two how it's affected your body, how it's affected the way you're approaching things, or maybe you're problem solving. So please let me know in the comments. I would love to get into this juicy, wonderful designing of all our lives. I'm so excited to see what you think. Please let me know in the comments how these rounds of breath work went. Are you having an easy time with the visualization, or are there some other things that you're doing that really work for you? I want to understand more about all of this too, so please share with all of us so we can learn. I'd also love to dive a little bit deeper into those stomach vacuums, which I find a tremendous amount of health benefits from, and it really gives my visuals a lot of energy and charge. And so here's a video I made on that in another lifetime. And another thing that we're doing here is we're toning our vagus nerve with this breath work, especially those deep breaths that go up and down the spine. And so here's a video I did on the vagus nerve. Enjoy your MerkaBreath. I'm really looking forward to co-creating more with you.